Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the latest episode of Hot and Talks. You're joined today by myself, Scott, Jamie, and Aaron. Boys, you all right?
Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, all good. All good. Looking ahead to what is another busy week, really, for Villa. Coming off the back of the 3-1 win at Bologna and the 1-1 draw at Forest. We obviously did a pod last week looking ahead to both of those. I'll just get your initial reaction on the Forest game, and then we'll look at Bologna in detail first. But just on the Forest point, good point, bad point, 2 points drops. Initial thoughts on that. I will come to you, Jamie, first.
Usually Aaron. Before the game, well, to be fair, I think it's a good point, just judging by our record there. Obviously, you look at how the game unfolded. I think we had even though we had we didn't get up to 1 XG, I don't think, but I feel like we had so many chances. I know they had their own as well, but we had games like that, United at home, Leeds away, West Ham away, where that bit of quality coming mainly from Rodgers kind of carries us through, where a game where it's quite even. I thought it was going to be another one of them, but we're just not clinical enough up front. But on the whole, against a team scrapping for their life, where at a ground where we don't, especially in the Prem, we've been awful at. To get a point, then obviously with Chelsea not winning and then getting battered, in fact, it kind of puts into perspective a bit that we have increased the point gap on them over the weekend despite not winning. So I think on reflection of the whole game week being done now, I'd say it's a good point.
Yeah, Azzy, what do you think?
Like Jay, I would have taken a point for the game, but I think we should have won the game with the chances that we had. So when you look at it like that, you're a bit disappointed. Obviously, the Rodgers chance, the Watkins chance, the two towards the end there, they should be going in the back of the net, if not at least testing the goalkeeper, especially Rodgers. But yeah, overall, we'll have taken a point before the game. Like Jay said, with teams around us, only sort of Liverpool capitalising. Wasn't a bad weekend. So yeah, I thought we played okay. Not our best game. I think we should have made our subs a bit earlier, potentially. We looked a bit tired and leggy.
Very much a game after Europe, I thought, as didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there's one where Tammy should have replaced Ollie a bit earlier. I think Dougie should have come on a bit earlier. Maatson, because obviously Digny. So yeah, thought Lindelof had a very good game again, to be fair to him, coming in. Surely he's our sign of the season so far, but obviously we'll talk about that in another podcast. But yeah, on the whole, take a point.
Yeah, I think if you look at it now, like you said, Jay, after the weekend, Chelsea obviously lost, United have lost, we've drawn, Liverpool have won. So if you break it down to them 4 teams, point gained on Chelsea, we're now back level on points with United. It's a shame that our goal difference isn't that slightly bit better, and Liverpool 3 points off us, which we'll obviously get onto weekend's game after we touch on Bologna. But I think it's a decent enough point. It's all about, everyone says it's all about timings when you play teams, and Forest now know they're in a relegation scrap and they need to get as many points as they can. You saw it with Leeds last night against United. All about timing, Leeds scrapping and go and get 3 points, which probably not a lot of people saw coming. We'll get on to Bologna. Now, we are going into the second leg with a 3-1 lead. I think if away goal still stood, you'd be thinking you're in a hell of a position. Obviously, the away rule doesn't count anymore. But we've got a 2-0 head start. For me, it's a case of we score first and we score early, we probably kill the game. And kind of take away any hope that they kind of have. But I think if they score first and they score early, then a lot of pressure. How do you see it going? And do you think personnel-wise we'll line up how we lined up for the away leg? Has he?
I think with the 2-goal lead, I think we might be a bit more defensive than what we normally see at home in Europe. I think Emery might treat it like an away game. Just first 20 minutes, keep it solid, and then try and counter him a little bit. But yeah, I think it'll be very similar team to what played against him in the first leg. But yeah, I think he might be a bit more defensive than what he usually has been at home in European competitions, which it wouldn't bother me in the slightest if he did do that. But like you said, if they come out and get a goal within 5-10 minutes, I think we might be up against it a little bit. So I'll be happy to sit more defensive for at least the first half anyway, and hit him on the counter attack if we can.
Yeah, Jay, what are you expecting from Bologna? All out attack from the start, or?
Yeah, I don't know if any of you ever looked too much into them, but the way they set up away from home is a lot different to how they set up at home, especially in the Italian league as well. So we saw in the last round of fixtures, well, the last qualifying stage with Roma, to go to their place and get through. No one would have predicted that, but they're a bit more. It's weird. It's kind of flipped. They're a bit more conservative at home, which you usually think of a team being away from home. But then when they're away from home, they play like they're the home team. They kind of go a bit more for it. Their wing backs were getting very high. Done it at times against us, but yeah, their wing backs were very high against Roma. But again, away from home, they're brave, high press. So it'd be interesting to see kind of what we do. Emery being Emery, I'd imagine he'll set up like as he said to hit him on the counter, which is weird being the home team, but I think that's what he's going to do. One change for me, just off the top of my head, I was thinking about it on the way home from work today, was I wouldn't be too against, and obviously I think as you spoke about Lindelof there, I think Lindelof has probably been our best defender, probably alongside Cash maybe this season, and he ain't put a foot wrong. So if the lineups came out on Thursday and you had Dean or Matson, Torres, Lindelof, and you had Konsa playing right back to help with Rowe, that could be a reason as to why he was rested on the Sunday, because you knew he was going to be at it on Thursday. Because obviously Ezri 1-on-1, I'd back him against anyone. And I just feel like there's times at that game on Thursday where Rowe was just having too much joy, and it was the same thing every time. I can only remember him going to the byline once. So I'd be interested to see, if Ezri was to come in at right back, I wouldn't have no problem with that. That would be that would be like the main sort of change on the top of my head, without going through the rest of the team. But again, he'll probably play Ezri and then have Cash right back just to keep it settled. But I don't know. I was thinking Ezri at right back against Rowe, who's really their only source of danger, really. So yeah, just a thought. I don't know what you guys think about that. I don't think Emery will do it, but it was just more of like a fan theory, I guess.
Well, years ago, I'll say years ago, remember Emery's first full season, was it? Burnley away when Cashy played slightly further forward. Could we see maybe a scenario like that? I don't personally. But we've obviously got to be aware of the threat of Rowe, because he caused us all kinds of problems. Also, quite like the centre forward that started as well. I wouldn't be against us going for him in the summer.
Yeah, he's young. He's only like 21 as well, isn't he?
I thought he caused a lot of problems, and he's that kind of like.
He doesn't score many goals, but he's a handful. He knows he's been in the game.
He's a better Neil Maupay, I think.
He's like that bit of nastiness in him, which I think Villa sometimes lack.
He's a foreign Vardy.
And Santiago Castro, isn't it?
He kind of reminds.
Great on Football Manager.
He is a great on Football Manager.
We obviously touched on Jonathan Rowe last week. We mentioned Lewis Ferguson. He nearly scored a good goal as well. I think first goal is going to be crucial in this one. I think we see it in the Roma game, Jay. Like you said, would they score 4 away at Roma?
Yeah.
Crazy, really. But we can go and score first. Settle. I don't think there'll be too many nerves, but settle any kind of nerves down and just take any hope away from them. Really, first goal's going to be massive. All of us got the score predictions wrong last week. I said 2-1, Aaron said 4-1, Jamie said 2-0.
Closest though, yeah.
Score prediction for the second leg.
1-0.
Yeah, I can't predict a draw. I have to go for a win, but I could see something like that. I'll go 2-1 Villa win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 Villa win.
One thing I would have though to keep in mind, what I was thinking of today, is that just over a year ago we had the Bruges run when we were 3-1 up, and that away leg was tougher than what the Bologna one was really, and that they had a sending off, didn't they, straight away, and it changed everything. And I'm just thinking, like, obviously, if that was flipped and let's say Powell was to get sent off in the first 20 minutes, the whole game is completely turned on its head. And it's all if buts and maybes. But, like you said, the first goal is crucial. Even if we do go down to 10 men, if you get that first goal, they got to really come out then. And that's Emery's bread and butter. That's what he likes. It'd be interesting to see what it is, because I've heard some fans basically already putting ourselves in the semi-final, and it's you've got to kind of jump over this hurdle first, which we learned from the Bruges game last season. All it takes is a sending off, and the game flipped on its head. So
the tie is nowhere near done. I think.
Yeah, I've just seen some fans say that, and they're like, "Oh well, like it's like obviously Forest or Porto, like I'll back us against either." And I'm like, "Well, do you back us against Bologna? We've got to beat them first."
Yeah, you can't look ahead. You've got to deal with what's in front of you first and get that hurdle.
Yeah.
Jump hurdle first. Bologna are a good team. They cause us a lot of problems. To be fair, how they've only scored one last week is,
Yeah.
watch it back and thought, bloody hell, they've had so many chances, but we obviously got a bit of luck, and we didn't really have to do a lot to score our goals either. If you look at it, the mistake from the goalkeeper for the first one, the second one's a mistake, the third one's terrible marking. So it's not like we've cut them open on any of our goals, which I think another thing to bear in mind. Right, score predictions done. We will look ahead to Sunderland. Now, I mentioned it again last week, and I've got the fixtures here. Liverpool go to Everton, the first Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson, and Chelsea go to Chelsea United, I think, at Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea United, yeah.
Now, on paper, there are obviously two games where Everton could potentially do us a favour against Liverpool, and Chelsea United. I don't know what we're hoping for there. Draw, maybe.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Everton winning, I think it's more of like a lose-lose, really, because I know obviously our focus is more Chelsea and Liverpool, but you've got those clubs just below creeping up, and the form Chelsea are on, I wouldn't be surprised if Everton, Brentford or Bournemouth kind of make that surge and push into that, could join us and in that push for Champions League if they have a good end to the season. It would take some form, but if they picked up a win against Liverpool, they've got all the momentum they need to make a push for that top five if they wanted to.
I think they're proper on the coattails of Chelsea, aren't they? So if Chelsea were to lose, and then I think if one of them won, they would leapfrog Chelsea.
It'd be massive, yeah.
So it is obviously nice and tight. You could probably put Sunderland in that bracket as well, because
100%, yeah.
Table, Sunderland are on 46, Brighton are on 46, and then you've got Everton, Brentford on 47, and Chelsea on 48, and even Bournemouth are on 45. Obviously, Chelsea's goal difference is quite superior to all of them teams, but it is very tight down the table. We've obviously got that little gap. Sunderland, 12 wins, 10 draws, 10 defeats. I mean, they've had a great season, haven't they, Sunderland?
Yeah, I think I did predict it at the start of the season, didn't I? I think I was the only one, just to mention it.
I knew you were going to say that.
I think I predicted Everton to finish top half as well, which everyone questioned as well. So, it'd be a tough game, but a game at home you would expect to win. But they are a very tricky team. So if you offer me a point before the game, I don't think I would take it, but I'll be tempted to. Just because, like you said, who Liverpool's playing, who's Chelsea obviously playing United. A point might not be a bad result for us. But I would be looking to get all three.
Yeah, I think for us, if we win our remaining home games, I think we pretty much still get a top 5 finish. So you'd be looking at this thinking, really, we need to be going to get 3 points. But Sunderland aren't as effective away from home, are they, as they are at home. Stadium Light, they've obviously picked up a lot of points, although they beat Newcastle in their last away game. So you've got to say fair play for that. Jay, what are you expecting from Sunderland?
Tough. Like I said, they set up different away from home than at home. I'd expect us to win. But like as he said, we've had games like Brentford, Everton, and Leeds, especially at home. The most recent one where you're thinking, all right, yeah, we should win this. It's nailed on 3 points, and then you come away from the game thinking, God, we're lucky just to get a point. Like it happened in that Leeds game. So, like as he said, I wouldn't take a point, but I could see it a 1-1, and then afterwards you're thinking on the balance of play, that's probably fair. But I think we just have to focus on ourselves. If we win twice, maybe pick up a draw. So because we've got that bit of a cushion, I think that would be enough for us personally. But yeah, it's just if we can get a win, the sooner we get this done, this whole, if you put the season down to like a 4-game mini league, scrap the Liverpool at home and the City away, if you can get 2 wins and a draw out of that, or out of those 4 games, you're going to be in the top 5.
You want to before them 2 games though, you sort of want it secured, don't you?
Yeah,
you just never know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As like in those 4 games, in these 4 games, if we can get at least 2 wins, you're there, and then it means that you can go into those final 2/3 games being like, okay, we've got a European semi-final coming up. Let's make 7 changes and keep people fresh for the semi-final. Whereas you don't want to be going into Liverpool at home thinking we have to win this. And that's on like say the Saturday or Sunday night, and then you got a Thursday, the semi-final before that, thinking, well, we got to play Morgan, we got to play Tielemans, got to play Watkins, got to play Ezri, got to play all these players. Whereas if the league was done and you knew you were going to get top 5, it's like, well, we can play a Lindelof, we can play a Dougie, we can play a whoever. Do you know what I mean? That's the situation you want to be in, because like we said at the start, we did look leggy on Thursday. I just wouldn't want it to happen what happened a couple of years ago, where we really did tail off at the end of the season, with obviously balancing European football and the league. So get it done soon as, pick up a win at Sunderland, win our game after that, and then we can really kind of breathe, because I don't think we have been able to do that since probably the Boober's injury. As soon as it happened, I thought we'd be in trouble. Since that time has been, God, they're going to catch up to us, and they have. So it'd be nice to get these games done, get them won, and then hopefully win our first trophy in my lifetime, anyway.
Yeah, I think if you look at we've got Sunderland, then Fulham and Spurs. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Spurs and then Burnley, I think, or it might be Burnley then Spurs, one of the 2.
So, realistically, I think, like I touched on, timing-wise, you've got Sunderland now. They're safe. I don't think they'll push Europe, so probably a good time to play them. Then you've got Fulham, same thing. I don't think they've quite got enough to get into Europe, so timing-wise, it might be a good time to play them. If you can get 6 or 4 points out of the next 2, you're in a good position. Let's have a prediction from both of you at Sunderland.
I reckon there's goals. 4-3 Villa.
I don't think Emery would allow us to have that much enjoyment at a football game. So I'll go for, they don't score many away from home, so I'm going to go 1-0 Villa.
Yeah, I fancy we struggle against someone like a Robbie, so I'm going to say 2-1 Villa. Fancy us to get the job done. Right, that will do. Looking at the 2 games, Azzy, I'll hand over to you.
Gracias. Right, currently Scott 70, Jamie 54.
What's French?
Hello in French, just in case you've got any French listeners.
Hello in
No,
French.
no, ain't that's bonjour, you knob.
Oh, bonjour. Sorry. Difficult one this week, but 2 points for a correct answer. So because Jamie's losing, he will be going first. We're going back to 0809, the last 10 clubs to win the Europa League.
Wow. That's tough, man.
2 points per correct answer.
All right, okay. We ain't got to go in order, do we?
No, 5 guesses each. 10 points up for grabs per person.
Oh my god, the pen don't work. Fuck's sake. All right, good for me
Just
to
give me
start.
Yeah, you to start as you're losing.
I'll go for Tottenham.
Yeah, obviously
Wrong.
you don't get any points. You get 5 guesses each. 2 points per correct answer.
Why don't I get any points for that?
You do. You get a point for Tottenham.
Oh, I thought you said no points, sorry.
No.
Fiorentina.
Incorrect.
What did they win the Conference League?
I don't know, they didn't even win. They got to
They
the final
lost to West
twice.
Ham in the final.
And lost to Olympiacos.
And
Half
lost
they
to
beat us.
Olympiacos.
That El Carby, wasn't it?
Jamie, this is your chance to get these points back, mate.
No, I can seize the opportunity. Me again, yeah.
Yep.
I'll go for Chelsea.
Chelsea is correct. So they won it twice, 12-13 and 18-19.
Well, so he gets 4 points for that.
No, just gets 2.
All right. Seville's got to be in there, isn't it, under Emery?
Seville is correct, Scott. 2 points. Do you know how many times Seville won the Europa League recently? So they won it in 2022, 2023, 19-20, obviously to 13-14, 14-15, 15-16. And they won it in 05-06 and 06-07.
Back then, though, you could obviously drop down, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It was always the team dropping down for. Sorry to go a bit off track. If you look, obviously, our side of the tournament tree is quite tricky. There's still a few big hitters in there, but if you look at the other side of the tree, you've got like Celta Vigo and Freiburg and that, and it's like if the teams were still dropping down, you look at all those teams that got knocked out in that playoff round. All of those teams would have been in here, and it would have been tricky.
Yeah, it does. It makes a big difference now that no one drops down.
I'll go
to you,
for
Jay.
Villarreal.
Villarreal's correct. Another 2 points for you, Joe.
On my list. Man United.
Man United's correct. So they won it in 16-17.
Yeah, they done like the little mini treble, didn't they? They done that, the FA Cup and Community Shield, I think.
Two more guesses each.
I think this team won it. It was either the early 10s or like noughties, but I'm gonna have to go for it. I'll go for Porto.
Yeah, so Porto won it in 10-11.
Yeah, thought so.
I've got Atalanta.
Correct. So they won it season before Tottenham.
Season before, yeah. I remember Lookman playing.
Well, last guest each, Jamie, for a full house, 10 points.
Yeah,
There's three teams left to guess, but 1 guess left each.
Yeah, I'm just. Frankfurt.
Frankfurt's correct, 21-22. Jamie with 10 points. Scott, you're currently on 6.
The only one I had Frankfurt written down. Let me have a think.
I'm trying to think of the other. I'm trying to think of the. That was the Rangers one, wasn't it?
Someone like
Frankfurt beat Rangers, yeah?
Yeah, it was Rangers. Yeah.
Someone like Atletico Madrid.
Correct. 17-18.
They beat Arsenal in the build up to it, I'm pretty sure, in the semis.
So Jamie, you get 10. Scott, you get 8. So moves on to 64 for Jamie, 78 for Scott. So there were 9 teams, and then the last team to win it, other than them 9, was back in 08-09, which was Shakhtar Donetsk. It's the other one you could have had.
What
was the
UEFA Cup then?
I don't know. It could have been, yeah.
It would have been, because when we were in it, it was the UEFA Cup, and that was Azzy, what was I don't know if you know off the top of your head, wasn't it Atletico
I know everything,
Madrid?
mate.
Wasn't it? I'm thinking when Fulham got to the final, that was Atletico Madrid. Was that 2010? I think, wasn't it, or something, or 2000?
So Atletico Madrid won it in 17-18, beating Marseille. Then they beat Bilbao in 11-12, and they beat Fulham in 09-10.
That's it, 09-10, yeah. I think they had 4-1.
2-1 Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. I don't remember it, but yeah.
I mean, Fiorentina have done me dirty, but I never would have got Shakhtar because I wasn't thinking UEFA Cup.
Well, there we go.
Fiorentina.
They lost the last 2 Conference League finals, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to West Ham in the final, and then when we were in the semi-final against Olympiacos, I thought we'd struggle in the final because they had been there the year before. But yeah, Olympiacos dicked them in that final as well. It was at El Kaabi again. He scored an extra time. I think it was 1-0 or 2-1. I think.
Yeah. So Jamie, you ran 14 points behind, 78-64.
I'm coming.
Heating up, mate. We've got to decide what the forfeit is for the loser, anyway.
Well, we never said nothing about a forfeit.
We did at the start.
Nothing about forfeit.
I did at the start, very first quiz. I said loser has to shave their hair off.
Oh yeah, I bet you did. I'll shave my beard off. I've done that already. I'll do that again.
No hair. This bit here.
No, I'll do my beard. But Scotty has to do it as well if he don't win.
My beard are going nowhere, mate. Right. We will be back next week again after the second leg and after Sunderland. Hopefully, by which we are cemented in the top 4 and looking forward to a semi-final in Europa League. Anything else, boys?
No, up the Villa, mate. Up the Villa.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, right. And we'll be back next week. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, boys.